Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. This is my first video of the new year. Took some time off to enjoy the holidays and to enjoy the new year, and I have. And so I'm back. And I'm back in dealing with a topic that is relevant to us all. And that is forgiveness, right? We've all needed to forgive someone. We've all forgiven someone. We've all needed forgiveness ourselves, right? So I want to deal with the topic, in the season that's kind of a resolution season. Maybe we need to add forgiveness to our resolution list, right? In order to free up some space for love and happiness, get rid of some of that anger and resentment. And so I just want to give you a few steps toward forgiveness, steps that have really worked for me when going down the list of people who I need to forgive. And I hope that they work for you too. So I'm going to jump right into things. Number one is dealing with and feeling whatever emotions are left over from whatever you went through, whatever residual emotions are there. Go back to that moment that you really felt betrayed, that you really felt hurt, that you really felt anger, that you really felt sad about. And feel those emotions. Cry about it if you need to, whatever method you use, whether if you write and that makes you feel better, but do whatever you have to do to really, really acknowledge those emotions and allow yourself the freedom to be human enough to feel those emotions and say, it really did hurt me, and really deal with those emotions. Sit there for some time. Give yourself some time. This doesn't happen in 5 minutes. Give yourself some time to feel sad, cry, feel angry, be mad, go punch a punching bag or something. Do whatever you have to do to really feel those emotions and get them all out. And then once you've done that, number two, realize that we're all human. You have needed someone to forgive you before, and you may not have even known it. We all need forgiveness. We are all human. And once you acknowledge that, it kind of frees up some space and allows compassion to enter your heart as well and say, hey, listen, I won't even take it personal. I've needed forgiveness before too. A quick story to go along with that. A long time ago, when I was in college, I said something to someone. I had no idea that it affected them in any way. I still to this day don't even know what I said. But years later, this person, we were in a group setting and she pulled me to the side and she said, Jorian, you said something in the student center one day that really hurt my feelings. So much so that I went home and cried about it. And I said, are you serious? I didn't even ask her what it was. That was minutia at that point. I wasn't going to try to defend myself or explain myself. I had to apologize for making her feel some type of way. And so she had been walking through life feeling some type of way, about me, feeling tension when I'm around. And I had no idea, right? And so when we forgive people, it's not for them, it's for us. I had moved on with life. I'm skipping through life. I don't feel any type of way when I see her, but she does. And so she had to deal with those emotions. And she got an apology from me, of course, but sometimes we never get that apology. And so do you want to walk through your whole entire life mad at someone and having harboring hatred or feelings of betrayal and things like that? No. So you have to really deal with things, and you really have to realize that we're all human. And at some point, you've needed someone to forgive you as well. And then feel the compassion that comes with that, right? And then lastly, we go through things in order to be strengthened, right? In order to learn the lesson. And when we don't, we sit there and we keep going through the same things, right? And so it's important to learn the lesson from whatever you went through. Whatever you went through, you didn't go through in order to become an evil person. You didn't go through in order to harbor anger in your heart. That's not why we go through things. We go through things in order to be a lesson, to learn a lesson, excuse me. And then in learning the lesson, you're able to be a blessing to someone else, right? So if someone were to come to me today and say, you know what, Jorian, my dad did this to me, or my mom did this to me, a friend did this to me, and I went through the same exact thing, if I forgave that person and went through the process of forgiveness and, allowed love into my heart, I'm able to be a blessing to that person and say, hey, you know what? I went through the same thing. Let's talk it out. Here's how I got over it. Maybe I can help you get over it as well. We never go through things in order to become a hardened person or to become bitter or to have hatred and anger in our hearts. We go through things in order to become a strong, confident, and tough person, right? And so those are just three quick ways to begin the forgiveness process. Again, if you've never even considered forgiving someone before, why don't you consider it first, right? And realize that in order to forgive someone, you have to acknowledge what happened and begin the process of overcoming it. And as you do such, you are able to help someone else because we are all in this together. And that's the full circle, right? The circle of life. You go through things, you go through the forgiveness process, you're over it, and then you're able to help someone else. And so I hope that helps. If you have a forgiveness story, if you want to hear more, hit me up, Jorian at livelifeposh.com. Like us on Twitter, or like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and visit the blog for more at livelifeposh.com. And I hope that helped, and see you guys next time.